Man, and this is the Stratford Africa channel. We are here today in this video to talk about the broad daylight display of utter incompetence from the Manchester United board and the Glazers as owners. Manchester United's board has finally taken the decision this morning to amicably part ways with the manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer after Watford humiliated us in a 4-1 defeat yesterday. This is what has prompted that decision, and they just found themselves in a limbo. They don't seem to know what they are doing. They have no backup plan. They have no succession plan, and they are just drowning in the sea, trying to just buy themselves out of this situation. So please get into the comment section as usual and let me know your thoughts about all the happenings around the sacking of the manager and all the developments that is coming out of the football club. And please subscribe to the channel if you are new, and smash a like on the video. So yesterday we played against Watford, who are battling relegation, and Watford turned up and they put us to the sword. They just absolutely trashed us, and it was an embarrassing game to watch. So that is what the board sees as unacceptable, and in my opinion and in a lot of people's opinion, this is just incompetence at the highest level, because this has been coming. It shouldn't have gotten here. There's no way if we had a competent board and football people running this club, this manager would have been around here to even take this team to this game. The writings were on the wall, and some of us saw this coming weeks ago. So this should have been done long ago, and they didn't do it for some reason that is known to them alone. They chose to stick with this guy, and now we are where we are. So I think he's gone now. I can sit here and moan about the Watford game and how all that was not good enough and the performance and everything like that. But I don't think that is where the focus should be right now, because that game is part of the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's reign, and that is in the past right now. That is behind us now. The decision has been made, and we have part ways peacefully and respectfully. So I think spending time to talk about that game and everything that was wrong with that game doesn't make any sense now. We need to focus. We need to look ahead to the future and tackle the main issues that are at this football club. And this is the owners. This main problem here is the Glazers and Woodward and those on the Man United board, those who are supposed to make decisions to run this football club to bring us success. For 13 good years now, they have kept failing us time and time again. So I think it's time for them to be held accountable too. It doesn't have to only be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer who leaves this club. Ed Woodward has to go. Richard Arnold, the guy who they are preparing to succeed Woodward, that guy doesn't have to do that. He has to leave. John Murtough has to go. And even Matt Judge, all of these guys together, and all of them together, they really need to go, because for years now they've been taking the wrong decisions. If you are put in a management role to run a company or to run an entity, and time again you have taken the wrong decisions, where there is accountability, you don't deserve to still be at post. And I think the fans need to come together and recognize that fact. And on social media, ever since the news was announced this morning, I see a lot of people celebrating and jubilating and thinking that we are back again, and we will turn a new leaf, and the man who was the problem now is gone. And I look at them and I laugh, because as humans, if you don't learn from your experience, then you are as good as dead, really. Because this is not the first time that we are where we are. We've been here a couple of times in the past. So we all celebrated when managers were sacked, thinking they were the problem, thinking from now on we can kick on and win trophies, but that never happened. So this is more like a vicious cycle that keeps repeating itself every 3 or 4 years at this football club. And always we chop off the numerator and we stick with the denominator. Always we chop off the numerator and we keep the denominator. The constant factor or the constant figures that has been around over all these managerial tenures is the board and the owners. Ed Woodward has been the one who has made these appointments, and none of them has worked. None of them has worked. And now currently we are even in a mess more than we were earlier on. Can you believe a club as huge as Manchester United didn't have any backup plan? They didn't have any backup plan. They didn't have any contingency or emergency arrangement in case the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer project failed along the line. This is just utter incompetence. You understand? Things like that shouldn't be happening at Manchester United. They sacked Ole and they gave the team out to Michael Carrick, who a lot of fans, a lot of people were in agreement that all of these bunch of guys together need to go. If you send only Ole away and you keep Michael Carrick, McKenna and Mike Phelan, then what have you done? And this is because these guys had no interim, they had no contingency plan. How can you run an entity as big as Manchester United and you think that way? It is very, very bad. And I think those who are celebrating should relax. It's as if they trust this board will make the right appointments. Some of us don't have that belief in them, because over the years they have shown us that they are not capable of doing that, and they have not proven anything to us that they are capable of taking the right decisions for this football club. When Moyes was sacked, we jubilated and we thought Moyes was the problem because he inherited a title winning squad and they were crap. And then came Louis van Gaal, who was touted as the top coach then, and then everything went sour under Van Gaal. Then Van Gaal was sacked. Particularly me, for example, when Van Gaal was sacked, I was very happy because I had grown fed up with the way the team played under him, and I really wanted a change to happen. But I finally got it, and we had Jose Mourinho. Mourinho came in and gave us a couple of caps here and there in his first year, went through his second year, and in his third year this cycle repeated itself. Then Solskjaer came in. With Solskjaer, the sort of United DNA and United philosophy and the United ways and restoring back what Manchester United means. These are the things that were touted about and thrown towards us about Ole, and a lot of progress was made in his first 2 reigns in charge. But what happened later on? We are back to that vicious cycle again, having to sack him and make another appointment. So when will those who are at the top there taking these decisions will be held responsible? If these owners cared about football, if these owners cared about success, they would have acted on the denominator by now. But they keep these people in place, and we keep chopping off the numerator every now and then. So I think the board needs to be held accountable, and it is not time to celebrate yet. Wait until they make the right appointment and we see the right results. Jubilating now is just utter nonsense, and we've been here before, and we have to learn from our experience and hope that these guys come up and take the right decision. So that being said, Ole's reign has come to an end, and a lot of people are wishing him well, and some few others too are dissing him and disrespecting him. I don't want to associate myself with those guys, because Ole will forever remain a Manchester United legend. No matter what happens during his managerial reign, he's still a legend here, and we need to respect that. He came in here and he sacrificed a lot for this football club. There's no doubt about the fact that every decision he took it with the club in mind first before himself. It was just unfortunate that tactically he wasn't good enough, and then we need to move on from him. So I think we wish Ole all the best for the future, and good luck to him. So in the Ole reign, I think my favorite moment during the Ole time was the night in Paris. I can't forget that night, that 2-0 first leg deficit that we went to Paris and overturned and qualified in the Champions League is one of my most favorite moments under Oli. And aside from that, there was a couple of wins he was able to get against Manchester City, and those ones were also good to watch. And the 6-1 thrashing of Leeds United, all of these were my favorite moments under Oli. And I think the biggest of them is the night in Paris. And equally, there were some very, very, very lows under Oli too, which some of them included our Europa League semi-final defeat to Sevilla. That night, it was a very terrible night. I couldn't bear with that defeat. And then also last season, the night we failed to qualify to the round 16 of the Champions League at RB Leipzig, I was terribly hurt, and that night too was a very good low. And to tip it off all, the night we lost the Europa League final to Villarreal. These are also some of the lows in the Oli era that I remember. Please let me know your comments and your thoughts on that in the comment section, and let's get interactive. So that being said, I think I wish Oli well. He's done his best. It's just that his best is not good enough, and the focus shouldn't be on Oli. The focus should be on the board. It's time for the fans to come together, and the Glazers out movement really needs to gain grounds again. That movement was really becoming strong, and in the summer, the owners went out and bought Ronaldo to sort of seal the fans' mouth, and everybody went shh, and then all pressure was now being put on Oli. You understand? So I think the Glazer out movement, the fans has to come together and get it going again. Even if we won't be able to get them to sell the club, but at least through that movement we can get them to be able to hold this board and this CEO to account, because he has been making terrible decisions for the last 13 years. He has absolutely zero knowledge of football, and he won't allow football people to run the football aspect of this football club. And Manchester United has been reduced to a laughing stock. So those celebrating Ole sacking, it is not something to be celebrated. Yes, even though Ole deserves to be sacked, there's no doubt about that. With the current the results that we have had over the past few weeks, the Ole deserves to go. But the elephant in the room also needs to be addressed. The elephant in the room needs to be addressed. We don't have to lose focus, because if these guys don't make the right decision, we will be back here again in the next 2 or 3 years time. We won't win anything under them. So I think Ole has come in and he has built a very good squad, and he has more or less, left with a better squad than he inherited. And hopefully when the next manager comes in, he can make good use of the squad and win us a couple of silverwares. But the incompetence of the board, they are already writing off this season. Even though we still have 26 league matches to play, we are still in the Champions League and there's still the FA Cup to come. But they don't have a contingency plan, so they're giving the team to Michael Carrick, and they're now going to look on to appoint an interim manager to take us to the end of the season before they now go on and do a permanent appointment. So basically this season has been written off, and this is through their incompetence. They had 2 weeks of the international break to try and sort this thing out, and they went to sleep, and now they are caught in a very tight corner. So these guys really needs to go. Yes, there's no way Michael Carrick and McKenna should stay when Ole is leaving. These 2 guys were here under Jose Mourinho. Mourinho went and left them, things didn't change. Ole came in, the same attack crap and shit we saw. So how come we keep sacking managers and leaving these assistant coaches who have zero experience? And then this football club is in a mess. It's really in a mess. So Woodward should please stop postponing his resignation and just get the fuck out of this football club and hand it over to people who understand what football is about. People who have passion to win, and not people who only care about dividends and share prices and stuff like that. Manchester United, the Manchester United football club that we all grew up supporting, was a football club that played to win, a football club that won honors on the field, and that is what has given them the commercial status they have today. So you can't just come to milk the commercial status and then forget about what brought them where they are today. So please let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section about this whole situation. And please, those who are disrespecting Oli, please stop. And the guy will forever be a Manchester United legend, whether we like it or not. It was just unfortunate that tactically he wasn't good enough, and respectfully we had to part ways. But the elephant in the room is still here, and the focus and the attention should be derived on there. So please, guys, thanks for your support, and please keep your comments coming in, and don't forget to subscribe if you are new. Please smash a like on the video and share it. Please share it, subscribe. Yes, so until we meet again next time to talk about our upcoming games and whether an interim manager is appointed, please stay safe out there, and let's focus on the common denominator that has been ruining this football club for the past 13 years. So please, thanks for your support. See you soon.